Shazam!
Okay, how you doing, guys? Welcome back to our channel here at Underdeveloped, and today we are reviewing yet again another movie. This film is called We Live in Time by Studio A24, directed by John Crowley. He made this TV. He did an episode of Black Mirror. He's done one movie which I heard was really good. I never saw it. It's Brooklyn, starring Saoirse Ronan. This movie, so this film We Live in Time chronicles the life of this couple, Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh, and it's kind of told from a Christopher Nolan kind of standpoint. There's different moments in time put together, so it's not really sequential. We kind of tell in different story. We kind of tell in different. It's almost like different storylines. The same storyline, but it's broken up. We have like their past, how they met, and their early times, and the present tense where they're at right now, and then the time where they're trying to have a baby, and just
the whole pregnancy too,
and getting pregnant. So different stages of their relationship, pretty much different stages of their relationship told in different, out of sequential order.
Yes,
and pieced together. So in every stages, she runs over with early stages. She ran her over. She ran over him with a car, and then stayed with him in the hospital. They hit it off. He talks about his job. He works for Weetabix. So she's like, "Yo, can I get free Weetabix?" That becomes a thing. And they get close, and then they form a relationship. In the present tense, she currently they have a kid together. They live together. She's a successful chef, while he's still doing his thing. And she also owns a restaurant, and she also has an opportunity to enter into a huge competition and represent the UK. But at this point, she's also dealing with the return of her ovarian cancer. She had ovarian cancer before she was pregnant, and then she got it back after she was pregnant. She's dealing with that. There's hope, but with cancer, it's a big gamble. And she's more about living life. She's more about, I'd rather use this time to have the best time of my life instead of trying to work it out and just extend my pain and suffering. And as someone who had a mother, my mother died of breast cancer. She was suffering for like 2 years trying to get better, So she's like, fuck it, I'll take my 6 months and do my best and make most of my time. I want to pretty much leave a legacy. I want to be remembered as someone who did something important and incredible instead of just like me remember as a woman who got sick and died. And pretty much the whole movie essentially is about cherishing the time that you have with people that you love. You know what I mean? Instead of worrying about death, worry about living in the moment. Because Andrew Garfield's character, who wasn't really someone that lived in the moment, his whole thing was about the future, while she's living in the moment and dealing with everything now. So they kind of feed off each other a little bit. She has a family thing that she thought she never would have, and Andrew Garfield kind of embraces the moment now and lives in the moment, and he loosens up. So they kind of make a good couple in that way.
It's basically like in ADHD going back and forth between little scenes here and there.
It reminds you of Oppenheimer in the way it tells the story. There's different time periods.
Kind of, but in that movie, there was like 3 different time periods kept going back and forth. This one has like 30 different time periods going back.
Yeah, because it's all then. It's because the thing is in those time periods, there are huge time jumps within each of those. It's 3, but it's like each one jumps ahead in time, so it comes up like 20, 30 different time series. Like and it's edited so like seamless because like in Oppenheimer you have black and white footage. It's different, you know what I mean? Like it's things that is, and it's so far apart. It's so different. But here it's like we literally almost was confused at certain points because we're like, wait, this happening now or this in the future? Like, oh, this is in the past. Okay, what the fuck? Like no indicator, just telling it linearly. But it's a non-linear style.
It's not linear at all. Yeah,
it's a non-linear film told in a linear style. What do
you mean in a linear style? It doesn't seem linear at all to me.
When I say linear, I mean in the point that like it like not necessarily in terms of the narrative, of course not, but that's the way they style. They don't show no indicators that we're going back. We just kind of have to figure it out.
Yeah,
like it's so seamless. There's no different, no indicators telling you that. Oh yeah, we're going back in time. No, it just like
it doesn't hold your hand the way a lot of other Hollywood movies would.
Exactly, it just kind of tells you have to figure it out, and eventually you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's really not that hard. It takes like a minute or 2 to get used to, but after that,
but it is like, dude, like come on, like whoa, we're jumping. I'm getting hooked on this, and I was jumping back again. When are we going back here? We're going back and in. But then as time went, I got used to it. I was like, all right, fuck it. It is. I didn't care for it too much, but I was like, you know what? all right, I'm getting used to it because okay. Because the thing, I'm like, okay, I'm like when they first meet. Let's tell this story. Okay, then we're going back to the cancer stuff. Okay, how would and I didn't really care about because I'm like, I was thought this movie was about them falling in love and then getting cancer. Mm-hmm. But then it's like they would start off already together. So I'm like, when is this like? Yeah. I don't care about these characters because they're already in a full form relationship. It's already a thing. So it's like, how am I supposed to get drawn into these guys when they're already at a certain stage? And by the trailer, it's like they got to this stage. It wasn't like they were already there in the opening of the movie. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But then they kind of then they eventually chronicalized their relationship, and that's when I'm like, okay, now there's such a cute love story. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like how you get to say I met my husband because I ran him over with the car. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and then the chemistry I thought was solid. Yeah. And it wasn't overacted. It wasn't because you could easily take this in a melodramatic position.
Oh, you easily could have.
And it was so genuine and so like, because in real life people don't talk too much, you know what I mean, or lots of them don't know what to say. It's not over dramatized, and I thought they brought that to life. There was drama, but it was told in a realistic tone. It wasn't like a lot of how Hollywood really emphasize the drama and really make a whole play about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A whole broad production about it. But no, it was just real.
Yeah. This movie is just about real people doing real people stuff.
Yeah. Having real issues and trying to make the best with it. Yeah. And so it was sad. It was sad and very eerie. Especially where it ended because we didn't see her die. She kind of had a happy moment and then next thing you know, she's not around.
Yeah. Which was clear. They didn't even need to show it.
But yeah, I mean, I like this movie. I thought
I do too.
It was a very solid it wasn't even a love story. This is about people living. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's basically just the story. It's basically the complete story of a couple from beginning to end in a very obtuse order.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. It's a couple from beginning to end told in Christopher Nolan esque way. Yeah, it's crazy. He's really not inventing, but he's pretty much popularizing a new way. Because this is not the first film that did it even this year. Like, Challengers was like that.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people sort of bite Christopher Nolan's styles. It's not something that's like, oh yeah. I mean, I think he's the person who really just took it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely popularized.
Exactly. I would say he invented it. He popularized it. Popularized it.
I know Pulp Fiction does something similar, and that was definitely earlier.
I don't know. It didn't really go back in time. It was more like a play.
No, it went back
different
in time.
chapters.
It did because they killed off John Travolta, and then they immediately cut to earlier that day.
They killed him off in the open.
They killed him off of like around 2/3 through the movie when Bruce Willis fights him in the bathtub.
Oh right.
And then they cut to later where it's just him and Sam Jackson. They're like they're white in their white undies.
Okay, I thought that whole fight happened later.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Anyways, yeah. So so I like that because it's kind of making something that's like they could be just straight to the point. It probably would have been less interesting, Mm-hmm. So I don't advertise and doing it all the time, but in certain occasions, telling a movie that way can actually make a narrative more interesting.
Sometimes it can. It's one of those things where you have to do it well. It's very easy to fuck it up.
Like Man of Steel, I felt didn't do it well because I felt Man of Steel would have benefited from a linear story because the whole point is building up a superhero. So it was like it really would have felt more earned instead of breaking up the story.
Yeah. Even then, they did it so infrequently in the movie too.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Stopped halfway through.
It wasn't consistent. But the thing is, it was trying to bite Batman Begins because Batman Begins was like that. It was non-linear for the first half, but it's worked a lot better for Batman Begins than it did for Man of Steel.
It did because at least like all the back and forth flashback stuff was ultimately building to something. Like it was all stuff that was connected to each other, so it made sense.
And it was kind of doing that with Man of Steel, but it kind of just lost the thread.
It really did. It's like you had a lot of starts of interesting ideas that never really got followed up on. That was
probably the biggest weakness of the movie. I guess we about 88.
I'd give it like an 84 personally. I think it's a good movie, but I do think it is kind of shallow. I don't think it's really deserving of an 88 personally. But still a good movie, and I'd definitely recommend it to someone who wants to see like a romantic drama kind of movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shallow.
Yeah, I feel like.
It wasn't like. I think it ends with. I think it ends with Us is a better movie. Because I think that movie definitely went deep with it. With trauma, and but that was specifically about more like abuse.
Yeah, That's very much an abuse movie.
Yeah,
that's very different.
It isn't
than
really
this.
romance, yeah. But it's easy to confuse it within the same realm. This was more. I don't feel this was really about romance either. It was about like family.
It kind of wasn't.
It was about family and cherishing.
Yeah, this
love.
movie had a very simple message. Love the ones you make sure the ones you love feel loved while they're still here.
But I thought it was done effectively though. So 88 is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I recommend it. We both recommend it. This is a solid movie, and you should see good movies in the theaters. So
Absolutely.
please, absolutely do support movies you want to see.